Hi class, welcome to another area lesson, 11.3, day 2. This time we're talking about the area of circles. Let's get a refresher on a few parts of a circle that we'll need to know for this lesson. The radius again is the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle, or to the outside part of the circle. This is called a radius. And every radius in a circle is congruent. So it's congruent to this radius, it's congruent to this radius. Anything from the center to the outside part of the circle is called a radius. A diameter is a chord that passes through the center. So it's the longest distance across a circle. That is the diameter. It's twice as much as a radius, or a radius is half of a diameter. And then circumference is the distance around a circle. So the length that goes around the circle. It's equal to 3.14 diameters, approximately 3.14 diameters. So it's pi times diameter, that gets you circumference, or circumference equals 2 pi times the radius. Okay? So to find the area of any circle, all you got to know is the radius. If you know the radius, you can square it and then multiply it by pi. This is how you find the area, or how many square units fit inside every circle. So there's a square unit, square unit, square unit. If you take r and you square it and multiply by pi, you get how many square units are inside a circle. So, very basic one right here. Find the area and the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 33 inches. So if it has a diameter of 33 inches, okay, the area of a circle is pi radius squared. So if the diameter is 33, that means the radius is 16.5. So the area equals pi times 16.5 squared. Follow order of operations. You do exponents first and then multiply. So 16.5 times 16.5 is 272.25. And then we would multiply that by pi. So this would be the exact answer. The area is 272.25 pi, and our units are in square inches, inches squared. Or we could approximate. If we multiply 272 times 3.141592, the pi button there on your calculator, you would get approximately 855.3 inches squared. So sometimes I'll have you round, other times I'll want it exact. If I want it exact, keep pi in your answer. If I want it approximately, take 272.25 and multiply it by the pi button. So that got us the area. The circumference equals 2 pi radius, or pi times diameter. Well, we already have the diameter. It's 33, so the circumference equals 33 times pi. And this would be in inches. Area is in square inches because it's how many squares are in the circle, whereas circumference is just the distance around, so that would just be in inches. That's the exact answer. Now if we're going to approximate, the circumference is approximately equal to, if you take 33 times the pi button, you would get 103.67, approximately. 103.67 inches. So for the rest of this lesson class, I'm just going to give our exact answer. I'll keep it in terms of pi. But you guys should know that if you want an approximate answer, you would multiply by the pi button. Okay, on this one, find the area of a circle with a circumference of 34 pi. Well, the area of any circle is pi radius squared. So all I need to know is the radius, and I can find the area. The circumference equals 2 pi r. So if I have the circumference, I can now find my radius. So the circumference, 34 pi. That equals 2 pi r. Let's solve for radius. Divide by 2 and divide by pi. Divide by 2 and divide by pi. And you get the radius equals 17. Now I could find the area of my circle. The area equals pi times 17 squared. So 17 times 17 is 289. That has to be multiplied by pi. Area equals 289 pi, and we aren't given units on this one, so we're just going to say it's units squared. Next one. This time, what is the area and the circumference of a circle with this equation? Remember, class, it's x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So on the right side is r squared. R squared, the radius squared, is 361. So if we square root, we would get r. What is the square root of 361? The square root of 361 is 19. And now, everybody, we have our radius. Now we can find the area, and we can find the circumference if we know what the radius is. So let's first find the area. The area equals pi radius squared. So the area equals pi times 19 squared. So if we square 19, we get right back to that 361. So the area is 361 pi. Are we given units on this one? No, we're not. So we'll put units squared. To find the circumference, we have to find the area and the circumference. The circumference equals 2 pi radius, and our radius is 19. So 2 times pi times 19 is 38 pi. 2 times 19 is 38. So 38 pi. And this would be in our units. Okay, doing good? A circle has an area of 784 pi. What is the diameter? Well, if we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared, and we know what the area is, we can at least now find the radius, can't we? 784, that equals pi r squared. Sorry, 784 pi equals pi r squared. All right, we divide by pi. Divide by pi. So now 784, that equals r squared. Now if we square root, we would get the radius. So the square root of 784 is 28. So the radius equals 28. However, that's not our answer, right? It says, what is the diameter? Well, the radius is 28, so the diameter would equal 2 radiuses, or 2 radii. 2 times 28. Diameter is 56. 56 what? This is centimeters squared, so it would be 56 centimeters. Okay, everybody, our last one for the day. Find the area of the white region. The polygon inside that's inscribed is regular. Okay, so if we want to find the white region, I could find the area of the circle, and I could find the area of the hexagon, and once I find the area of the circle, I could subtract the hexagon, and then I would just get what's inside the circle besides the hexagon, right? Which would be the area of the white region. So this is going to be my strategy. Let's find the area of the circle, and let's subtract the area of the hexagon. Okay, so now that we know what we're supposed to do, let's find the area of our circle. The area of the circle is pi r squared. Well, that was easy enough, right, everybody? The area is pi times 64, or 64 pi. There's the area of my circle. I wish I could tell you that the area of the hexagon is that easy, but it might be a little bit more difficult. The area of a regular polygon is 1/2 perimeter times apothem. All right, so here is my apothem. We got to find that, and then we also have to find the perimeter. All right, we know that in a hexagon, if we take 360 divided by 6, because there's 6 sides in a hexagon, each of these interior angles is 60 degrees. So this one's 60 degrees, and this one's 60 degrees. And that means that this angle right here is 60, right? And so then half of 60, this angle is 30 degrees. So right here, we have a 30, 90, 60. We have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. My hypotenuse is 8. So my longest side is 8. So my shortest side, the side opposite the 30, is half as much. So this distance right here is 4 millimeters. Okay? And then opposite the 60 is the square root of 3. Is the shortest side times the square root of 3. So this side right here, my apothem is 4 root 3. So area equals 1/2 perimeter times apothem. My apothem is 4 root 3. So now what's my perimeter? This side is 4, and that's half of one side of the hexagon. So this whole side of the hexagon would be 8 millimeters. So 8, and then there are 6 sides that are all 8. Because in a regular polygon, all sides are congruent. So 8 times 6, 48 is my perimeter. So I would multiply 1/2 times 48 times 4 root 3, and I would get 96 root 3. 96 root 3. That's the area of the hexagon. This is the area of the hexagon. So what is the area of the white region? It is the area of the circle minus the hexagon. So in our exact answer, it would be 64 pi. So the area of the white region is 64 pi minus 96 square root 3. And this would be in square millimeters. Millimeters squared. And on a test, it's very likely that I would accept this because this is your exact answer. It's also very possible I'm going to want you to approximate. So 64 pi minus 96 root 3. 64 pi subtract 96 square root 3. And that is approximately 34.79 units. 34.79 units. So area is approximately equal to 34.79 millimeters squared. So again, let's always keep in mind what this means. There's about 35 square millimeters in all of these white regions. This was not a very good square. Anyway, you get the point. I hope this made sense to you. If you guys have any questions, be sure to ask me when you get to class tomorrow.